Victor, I hate Caleb Downs. I barely even have a top 10 grade on him.
Yeah, barely. Barely. Now, I didn't do grades for guys. I don't know where Caleb Downs would have come out, but I'll just say I do. I if for those who watched the pod in the 2025 cycle, you've heard about my model for grading players. Well, if Caleb Downs was in this last class, he would be the best defensive player according to the model.
All
So
right.
and he is number 3 overall in that last class, only behind Travis Hunter as a wide receiver and Ashton Genty. So pretty high praise from the model. I don't know if I'm quite there with him. The model loves him a little bit more than I do, but I also love him because let's just start with weaknesses. Um, Sometimes he's too fast. Sometimes he's too fast. He'll run right past a guy. Sometimes he wants to. Sometimes he gets to a receiver too early and is too aggressive to make the play. Just kind of overshoots the guy. Uh, on like the 2 times he ever got beat, he got a little bit grabby. That's it. That's really it. Everything else is just awesome. I
I
mean,
can
there's not
help
much to
you.
say. Okay, help me out.
I do have more weaknesses and more reservations on Caleb Downs. Most of them center around the fact that, and look, is this nitpicking because he's literally just going into his third year of college? He was a big impact as a freaking freshman. Yes, this is nitpicking. I did not think he was particularly close to the upper echelon of cover guys in this year's class. In fact, I actually thought he was almost straight up unimpactful over the intermediate part of the field. Didn't feel like he had that really quick anticipation to snap onto routes. And you
Yeah,
can beat him deep. He's not a liability. He can play a deep quarter and properly match onto the receiver streaking deep. He can play a deep third. You can even trust him in a deep half, but he is beatable. Whereas the really good deep coverage safeties, it's just off the map. Like you're not beating them vertically. Even if you run 2 routes their way, they're going to find a way to shut down both of them in an effective manner. He also, for as good of a tackler as he is, I didn't think his pursuit angles were anything special. And I think he has
agreed.
cleaning up to do. I think he lets his athleticism get him out of trouble a lot, but he has athleticism in spades. Just elite closing burst to smash perimeter runs. He is far and away the best run playmaker that I've watched so far, probably will be my top run playmaker. He triggers onto stuff and he blows up the ball carrier. He has a rare safety tackling style where he goes low and almost slides onto both knees, grabs you low, and then is so freaking strong that he can get up and almost body slam you down. Just unparalleled size adjusted strength. He's getting better. His sophomore tape was dramatically better than his freshman tape. I don't want to say the sky's the limit, but maybe like the height of a Boeing 747, where he's a Pro Bowler who's contending for all pro nods, is the limit. He has getting better to do if he wants to go in the top 10, because that is freaking hard to do as a safety. But I could absolutely see it way more strengths than weaknesses.
I mean, I absolutely agree. I do think like when you're talking about the best coverage players, Downs should be mentioned, but I don't think he's the number one guy. He is, but he has all the flashes, and the flashes are everywhere. There's so many of them that you don't even want to call them flashes, but they're also flashes of hey, not quite up to speed yet. But it's also tough because he's playing the best competition. A massive player on this deep run that Ohio State made, obviously winning the national championship, and a vital player to doing that. Incredible player in coverage. As far as speed goes, whenever I talk about um, guys in this class, I'm like, he's the best at this in this class. He's the best at this in the class. I'm not including Caleb Downs because that would be unfair. So when I said Thieneman was the fastest player in this class, it's Caleb Downs, and it's not particularly close for me. You can beat him over the top occasionally because I think he'll just bite on a double move, but you're not beating him in a foot race. So there was one play. We don't have much time, but there was one play. He was a single high safety about 15 to 20 yards off the line, except he's blitzing. So why the fuck? There's no world in which you're blitzing a safety 15 yards off the line unless that safety's Caleb Downs. So guess what? He's going to come downfield. Well, surely it's not going to be effective, right? Yeah. So there's 2 edge rushers and a one-on-one on the edge. Caleb Downs has a running back ready to see him. These 2 edge
Oh,
rushers, Ohio State edge rushers, the chair and the other guy, they win their matchups. But guess what? There's no quarterback left to sack because Caleb Downs has already come down 15 yards down the field, evaded the running back, and made the sack. In less than like 2-3 seconds, I was stunned. It was one of the most impressive feats of athleticism I have ever seen from a college player, period. He's a superhuman athlete and absolutely looks like, I'm just going to project that, like, he's an above average reader of the play, above average reader of the concept, above average reader of the QB's eyes, above average anticipator, and really, really good playmaker. And he's gotten better every game that he's played. I'm just going to project that he's going to be really good at that. And if all of that comes along how I think it will, the sky is the limit for Caleb Downs.
I thought you were going to say that he beat the offensive tackle to the outside shoulder, which I would also completely believe.
He did beat the center to the landmark because the center wasn't covering anybody. He snaked around the center.
Two career punt return touchdowns, by the way.
Just another thing to add on to that.
He's got one of the better juke moves in this class. Nasty spin as well. And yes, I'm counting running backs in that.
He's just
freak
awesome.
athlete.
He's just awesome, man.